Hello, Mid-American gardeners. We're glad that you've tuned us in, and we are here to talk about flowers, plants, all kinds of fun things. So we're going to maybe have some of your questions and, of course, look at email and other things like that. So get ready to talk plants. I'm Diane Nolan, and I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois in the Crop Sciences Department. But I have three highly intelligent people here with me. I can't wait for you to find out who they are. So I'm going to throw it first to David Robson. Hi, David.
Hi, I guess I'm David Robson.
Yes,
don't know who I am. I also am in the Crop Sciences Department. I'm a horticulturalist as well as a pesticide safety specialist. So I know a little bit about chemicals and I know a little bit about a lot of things, but not really anything, too in depth.
Don't sell yourself short.
I know.
Dave.
Well, I am short. Some people are tall. I am short. Can't tell sitting down. I want to talk about peaches today because this seems to be an outstanding year for peaches. Lots of different types. Basically, we're looking at cling or freestone. Cling tends to be one of the old-fashioned peaches, and some of the people swear by them as having the best flavor. They are also probably one of the most difficult ones to peel and can just because that pit clings inside. So most of us go after the freestones. Most of the fleshes tend to be pink, kind of light yellow color, though there are some white varieties out there on the market. Peaches are one of the fruits that if it's starting to show color but still firm, it will ripen. Unlike some of the other fruits, so just put it on the counter. If it starts getting soft, that's the time when you start using it.
And that's the best time to start.
Oh, and you get it dribbling down the chin, and you wipe with the back of your hand, and you lick your hand,
Thank
and
you
you
for
eat
not
another
doing that
one.
on air. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Dave. And then we're going to go next to Marianne Metz. Hi, Marianne.
Good evening. I'm Marianne Metz. I'm a horticulturalist and landscape designer, and I focus on perennials and, well, lots of other plants too, because I can't help myself. And this evening, I have, unfortunately, not pleasant things like we just looked at from David, but icky things because it's that time of year and we have to kind of look at that kind of thing. On peonies, I've noticed things you should maybe be checking out in your garden. So the first one is a peony, which is getting powdery mildew all the way down the stem. This is in my garden, so I'll confess it's my problem. You can see the white spots on the leaves, and you can see the white going down the stem. This is a problem, a couple of reasons. From sanitation, poor sanitation, if you don't clean up in the fall, not good air circulation around a plant really helps an awful lot. So spreading plants out, not getting them too close together really makes a difference in contracting fungus problems like this. And in full sun, peonies need to be in full sun anyway, so they should be in full sun. But okay, so I have all those things going on, full sun and pretty good air circulation. And I also cut the top of this off when it started showing the problem, and I also drenched it with a fungicide, and it's still, you can obviously see that I did not drench it well. So that's one of the issues, is making sure that you get all the way down the stem, on the back of the leaves, and pretty much the whole plant, drenching them well with a fungicide, and making sure that you clean up really, really well in the fall. Fall cleanup is really essential in good garden health.
But the moisture this year has been outstanding.
Yes, we've had good moisture.
But that also helps.
It promotes fungal growth.
So
absolutely.
you have this catch-22.
Yeah,
you want
it is.
moisture.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
But the good thing with powdery mildew is that it never kills the plant.
That's
it
exactly
makes
right.
it look bad.
No,
And if I
well-
were trying to sell flowers, it would look bad. But
In fact, last year,
cosmetic.
yeah, it is definitely cosmetic. In fact, last year I had powdery mildew so bad on my peonies that they were glowing white, and it was noticed. What's that unusual white plant in your garden?
You didn't give a new cultivar name, did you?
No, I
That was
didn't.
good.
I didn't do that.
Very good. Thank you, Marianne. And we want to say hello to Kent Miles. Hi there, Kent.
Thank you very much. My name is Kent Miles, and I am affiliated with Illinois Willows. We are a specialty cut flower grower located in western Champaign County. And I brought a few flowers in today that we are harvesting this last couple of weeks.
Ooh,
These are the Matsumoto asters, and it comes in a rainbow of colors, rather long lasting. You should be able to get at least a week out of vase life for them. And then we have the Burgundy Amaranthus, and it's an upright variety, and it's can also be used as a dried flower. Brought a couple sunflower selections here. This is our traditional one that we do. And this year we are trying a new variety called Coconut Ice. It has a creamy white petal with a dark disc. All of our sunflowers that we grow are single-stemmed blossom, and they are the pollenless varieties so that you don't get pollen on your table. So
Boy,
that's kind of what we've got going right now.
beautiful quality. That is really nice. Very nice. Very vivid. Well, I am going to do an email, and the email starts out, "Hi, Aunt Diane. I just couldn't resist this. I found this tree on my walk home. Thought it was pretty neat, but I have no clue what the cluster is. Enjoy." Well, this picture shows a golden rain tree. The fruits, it flowers yellow, and then these fruits, these pods come on afterwards. And for those of you who like scientific names, it's Coleruteria paniculata, and that's K-O-E-L-R-E-U-T-E-R-I-A, Coleruteria paniculata. And I have one in my backyard. The problem with the seed pods is it seems like almost every one of the seeds germinates. So they're at least in my backyard. So, you know, with the mower, it's okay, but it is a pretty tree. It's just, it can also be something that comes up again and again, and you may not want that. So anyway, thank you, Amanda, for that email.
And it blooms in June too?
Blooms in June.
June, July, so
And
it's
the pods have just started maybe within the last couple weeks. So June, July, yellow, upright. Then those pods stay on. They're light green for a while, and then they go to brown, and it's beautiful in a yellow pod.
Yes.
But all of those seeds are going to germinate. I just know it.
Well this year,
Oh, they
too.
were
Just
beautiful,
incredibly
beautiful this year. Well, now we're going to go to our video mail and see what has sent in for us.
Hi, here's my question. I have this tree in my backyard. I don't know what kind of tree it is. Maybe you can tell me. But half of it is dying, and I've noticed what appears to be fungus on the tree. Don't know if this tree can be saved or not. Wondering what you think.
Okay. First off, we're going to identify it.
we think it's a dogwood.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's our first step. We think it's a dogwood. We're pretty sure it's a dogwood.
Pretty sure.
Looks like
Pretty
it.
sure.
By the bark and the leaves.
Yes.
The bark dogwood, huh? Okay.
You knew it was coming. We didn't discuss this.
that,
So,
yes.
But now, so let's talk about what's on the bark.
Those are lichens, and lichens basically are a combination of a fungi and an algae, but they are superficial. They're there on a lot of trees. A lot of times they may be an indicator of good air quality, so that's not really causing the problem. I was concerned because I saw nothing but white river rock underneath the tree.
And I saw a white house.
So it's getting a lot of excess heat. It just doesn't, in my opinion, I think it's the location that's causing more of a problem than anything else with the tree.
And dogwoods typically are understory trees, trees that like to be
Right.
planted at the edge of a forest. So they like a little bit of protection, a little bit of shade, not hot, not white
Yeah,
rock.
keeping
and,
the roots
and
cool,
a white house.
right. Not hot.
Exactly. And a organic mulch would do that much better than stone. So if you could do a mulch, a wood mulch around the base of it, would help a little bit. I don't know what to do about the house, but
The house did appear to be a little close to,
It did.
to where
Right.
the
It did.
tree is planted, so I think moving it out might.
And I would
That might
say
help.
get rid of
Out
the
and
rock.
under, maybe.
Right, yeah.
Another.
Get rid of the rock,
Yeah.
add wood chips if you can't move it.
Right.
Cut the part off that's dead. Take a soil pH, make sure it's more of an acid soil with the white rock. If it was limestone, that's going to be raising
Which
the pH. It's not
organic
gonna
mulch
do.
would eventually
Oh, absolutely.
make
help.
it a little
make
bit
it better.
Benefit
Yeah,
it.
acidic.
definitely.
Absolutely.
So anyway, those are our hints for you. It's a little challenging to grow dogwoods not as an understory.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well thank you for that, and you can send us a video. Just send it to yourgarden@gmail.com. So if you want to send us a video, either an ID or a plant problem or a comment, we would show it on another show. Okay, now let's go to the phones, and we're going to start first with, I think we have a number on line 2. At least it's about a red bud tree. Okay, let's go to line 3, and it's about a lawn or grass. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
I'm wanting to know what's causing my lawn to be, it's got like a yellow or orange powder stuff all, when I walk through it, my shoes are all orange or yellow.
Okay.
Yes,
That's rust.
very typical this
Oh.
right now. Yes.
This year, we've seen more rust than usually in the spring or in the fall, not really in the summer. But yeah, it's the orange tennis shoe disease.
Yeah, exactly.
White out, you
Go
know,
Illini.
Go Illini. Well,
Pesky
you got to have white tennis shoes to
Well,
see it.
that's
So it's white and orange.
So we were talking about it before. You get moisture, which we love, but
Right.
then you get
right.
other
fungal growth.
issues with it.
And it will cause the grass to turn yellow, but really his best bet is just, you know, come fall, fertilize, bag those grass clippings. The rust never seems to kill the grass. It just seems to cause your tennis shoes to turn red all the time.
So there you have it. So it's
Okay,
just
what can you do for it? Is there anything you can do for it?
Bag the grass clippings.
bag the grass clippings
Yep.
and then fertilize in the fall.
Stimulate new growth that will come out of it. But no fungicides. There's no chemicals that you can use that's recommended at all on it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks so much.
Seeing a lot of that right now.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, we're waiting for some of your phone calls, but in the meantime, we're going to do a special Did You Know? I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
That's a
either.
new one.
And I want
is
to know what
new.
type of
I'm not sure I'm
birds.
glad I know that either.
I don't know. Well, hey, now we're going to, finally, we're going to answer a tomato question. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
great. And it's that time of year. Let's go to line 2. Hello there.
Hello. I'm calling about my tomato plants.
Yes.
They are, the plant itself is turning black, and the tomatoes are green, and they're turning brown on the bottom and rotting. Is there anything I can do to save them?
Okay. I'm looking at anyone here who wants to.
Jump into that, huh?
Blossom end rot, probably
Blossom
on
end
the,
rot,
on
that's
the
the
bottom of
one.
the table
Calcium,
on the tomato.
a calcium issue.
Not consistent moisture.
And possibly soil washing up on
Wash
the.
on the foliage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And-
mulch it.
If the plants are turning black, it's either early blight, late blight, fusarium,
Wilt.
septoria, leaves. I mean,
And can it be saved?
pull the old leaves off.
Yeah.
Encourage, you know, keep it moist with and the mulch that
Mulch is-
Marianne had mentioned
Yeah.
earlier. You can't do bad with mulch.
I tell people that a lot with tomatoes, particularly, so it doesn't splash up onto the
Right.
plant. Yeah. Remove all the yellow leaves, definitely.
And grow more meatier tomatoes and juicier tomatoes. Beefsteak and those always tend to seem to have more problems. And the blossom end rot will be less as the temperatures get cooler.
Yes.
With hot temperatures, it tends to be very problematic.
Yes.
So remove those leaves. I would say for next year, mulch from the very beginning
Absolutely.
and keep everything clean.
And the sanitation she mentioned with the peonies at the end of the season, pull those
Same.
tomato plants out,
Definitely.
compost them or get rid of them.
And rotate.
Definitely.
Yes.
Don't plant the same tomatoes in
Exactly.
the same
Very
spot
much.
next year.
So just get on a sequence of what I do is I just rotate it to the next bed over and
Just keep going around.
keep
Exactly.
like a
going
clock,
around.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And then you
Yep.
know where you're headed.
Yep.
Okay, so anyway, thank you for that question. Well, it looks like we have quite a few lawn questions. So let's go to line 3, and it's about lawns. Hello there.
Hi.
What's your question?
My yard looks like it's frosted with white frost. Just wondering if you know what that is.
Okay, we've got some people shaking their heads over here.
I think Marianne can just pick up that again.
I think it's probably just like here, we have powdery mildew, and that happens a lot on grass also.
Really?
Just like the rust.
yeah.
Absolutely it does.
Definitely.
And it's usually a moisture issue, first of all. Maybe an air circulation, but in a lawn, probably not. But it can happen. But certainly the moisture. again, good sanitation, keeping your plants really healthy. So actually fertilizing well in the fall, which really is the best time for your lawn to be fertilized, and making the roots really strong and the plants good for next year. But good sanitation. As you mentioned, David, when you mow, bag those clippings and don't put them back on the lawn.
Oh, okay. Should I treat it with anything right now?
Well, as I don't know if the fungicides that are on the market for it do all that much good, I would say no. I would say just the good sanitation and the healthy plant practice would be your best bet.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. Now let's go back around the table and let's do some viewer emails. And we'll start with you, Dave.
Well, I have a viewer who has an oak problem, or actually not a problem. I think it's an opportunity, is I guess I would say it.
Oh, yes.
She writes that while she was recovering from an illness, a volunteer oak tree started growing in the side yard. It's about 4 feet high now. They'd like to relocate it away from the house and foundation. How can I do that safely? Well, it's not hard to remove a tree. Whether it will live after you remove it is going to be the problem.
Exactly.
And since it's a volunteer oak, that means it probably started from an acorn, which means that it's going to have a good long taproot to begin with.
Yes.
And what I always tell people to do if they find a tree that they want to move, well, I mean, my gut reaction is just cut it down and go to a nursery and buy a good oak tree to begin with. But if there's this oak tree that they want to try to move, go all the way around the oak tree as far as you can get. They say it's 4 feet high, but I don't know how close from the house. Try to undercut all of the roots right now, but don't move it. And give it a good water. If it dies, it probably would have died anyway moving it. But if it's still green, since you've cut the roots, you're going to be encouraging a lot of roots in that new area. Then this fall, dig it up, transplant it to the correct area that you want. Make sure the soil is loose. You've got to go wide hole so the roots will spread out. Spread the roots out when you plant it. Keep your fingers crossed that we get a lot of moisture during the winter and good snow cover. And next spring, if it leaves out, knock on wood and be happy that it lived. But
Yippee.
you know, sometimes planting trees from a wild or trees that come up, they're good when you can transplant them when they're less than 18 inches. By the time they get 4 feet tall, you're really pushing it because it probably has a good taproot to begin with. But sever that taproot now. If it lives throughout the rest of the summer and is still green in the fall, go ahead and transplant it then.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Dave. And now, Marianne.
I have a question about cardinal flowers. And this person says, I've planted cardinal flowers and watered them, mulched them, watered them. You get about 2 hours of sun in the morning with a little bit of shade, and then mostly sunny in the afternoon. She checked on them recently and found that one of them had completely fallen over and the other is still standing but looking not too well. Should they be replanted in another location? What should she do? My thought about lobelia, they're very pretty, first of all, but they take a lot of moisture, and that's probably not the problem if she's watered well and mulched well. Usually when you purchase lobelia, they've been growing in containers and they've gotten long and leggy, so falling over doesn't surprise me. If the other one's not looking well either, though, it might be something a little different. Hopefully you amended the soil with some kind of a compost. I like composted manure or mushroom compost. That always enriches the soil, breaks up a little bit of the clay, so it's a real healthy practice to do. If you feel like you do need to move them, it sounds like they're getting plenty of sun, first of all afternoon and a couple of hours in the morning. That's well over 6 hours of sun, so that's probably a good situation for them to be in. It's possible that the plants were infected with some fungus or something when they were purchased from the place they were purchased, but usually most places are pretty good about keeping track of the health of their plants. I would say to cut the lobelia back to maybe 6 inches, maybe support the one that's still there, and make sure you keep them mulched really well like you did in the first place, and see how they do the rest of this year. I think they'll probably come out of it because transplant shock is something that most plants go through.
And they need so much water that would
Yes, they do.
probably be
Water, water, water.
quite a shock. Okay, thank you, Marianne. And oh boy, Kent, what have you got to show us?
Well, second show and tell, we're going to talk about willows, because that's what we do. Willows.
Yes.
We grow 9 varieties of willow, and the one sample that I brought in today is Japanese fantail, and these are some of the stems that are thrown out in the spring, and what causes this is a fascination, and about 15 to 20% of the stems on a particular bush will throw out these they're kind of Dr. Seuss looking.
Yes,
Yes.
they are. Very
awesome.
fun.
They're used a lot like in Asian design. They're also used a lot as far as a homeowner if they want to have a display of them in a vase in an entryway or something. They look wonderful in a vase with a mirror and then some overhead lighting. You get cast a lot of shadows on the wall, and it's rather unique.
So you could be an expert floral designer, which Kent is, by the way, but just by having fantail willow
Right.
in a vase.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
helpful.
simple and it's elegant
Those are
and
beautiful.
it's long lasting.
And when do they turn brown?
This time of year, we just cut this today and it's green. When the temperatures get cooler, September, October, they start to develop that nice, rich mahogany color.
Ooh, that's
nice.
gorgeous.
And I don't know if you can see, but all these little buds, there was a leaf coming from it. So as it gets taller on the fasciation, it gets really dense. And it gives a whole look to an interesting plant. The plants grow about 12 foot high and approximately 15 to 20 feet wide. So you need a lot of area with willows. You want to keep avoiding them from water lines, things like that, because they will seek out and do some damage.
Yes.
there.
Mess up is what I was thinking.
That's right. Yeah.
Willow's a willow.
The second item, I don't know if you would recognize it this time of year, but it is a crop that we grow, and we'll have it available in September. Any ideas?
Bittersweet.
That's right. Yeah. This is
Oh, you're good.
This is
all
the
know
You don't
that
recognize
was.
it now.
You didn't recognize it?
No, I was not
sure.
really looking at the long one.
yeah.
Okay.
This is the green berried stage that we sell it in.
Beautiful.
Green is a unique color for flowers and for berries, very popular. And we generally start having it available after Labor Day. And it's usually available from us for about 3 weeks. It's very, very
nice.
popular.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have Kent back at bittersweet time.
Yeah,
'cause
bittersweet
that's
time. Yeah.
Really a good
Wonderful
time
fall decor.
to see it. Oh, thank you. The willow is fascinating. I
That's
really,
beautiful.
fasciation is
Fasciated.
Yes,
fascinating.
fasciated, yeah.
Sorry. It's really unique.
Yes,
Let's
it is.
say it that way. Thank you, Kent, very much. Well, let's go ahead and look at a little quiz for tonight and see what we've got. It's a solanaceous plant.
Yes.
So the panel got it right.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, now we have, it doesn't look like it's a plant question, but I'm going to take it anyway. On line 5, it's about starlings. Hello there. Line 5.
Diane. I'm from Pana, and you were talking about did you know that birds put ants in their feathers?
Yes, and we didn't know
And
which one.
I've seen starlings pick in the grass and put things under their wings.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
So now we
wonder
know
if that-
specifics.
I wonder if that's what they're doing.
I know birds dust.
Yes.
Poultry does.
So
These go around picking the grass, and then they'll turn their head and put it under their wings.
interesting.
Maybe it is.
Well, we were curious about the specific birds, so
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
you have hit on
wondered-
something.
Maybe.
Well, good,
I
thank
wondered
you.
I wondered what they were doing.
Yeah,
Maybe that's it.
it could be.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for your comment. Our viewers are very talented
And smart.
and smart. That's right. Thanks so much. Well, let's do another quick call, and we're going to go to, how about a poinsettia on line 6?
Hello. I purchased my poinsettia last Thanksgiving Day weekend, so I've had it for a long time. And it looked lovely and healthy until about 2 or 3 weeks ago when it started to drop both colored leaves and green leaves. And it's been putting out some green, very thin tendrils. And someone told me that I should be putting it in a dark place and forgetting it for a while. What should I do?
Is it inside the house?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever cut it back any?
No, it was so lovely. I just kept it the way it was.
Well, now it's telling you, cut me back.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think. And I would actually put it outside.
I would
Oh,
too.
I would
I would too, yeah.
Lots
Yeah,
of water,
yeah.
lots of fertilizer outside. Cut it back to
Definitely.
maybe 6 inches
5 or 6
above.
inches,
the
yeah.
pot.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
It's going to may need to eat a couple peaches that are fermented first before you cut it back so you can cut it back. But you need to do that. And then when they say put it in the dark and forget about it, that's not quite right. Make sure that starting, I think it's about the 1st of October, absolute darkness from like 5 in the afternoon to 8 in the morning, but it needs full light
And
during the
we're
day.
going to have to wrap it up. That was a very short one. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.